Alright, welcome to FRL Division 2. Here we are for round 4 in France. Le Castellet and Dub has already been disqualified during the formation lap. Speaking of, we had well, while we're here on the formation lap, let's take a look at the tire strategy. Mostly hard tire runners with a few medium tire runners, being Sebi, Prid, No Equal, Waldo, Banana, Stiglet, and Yeti. And as you can see, this is going to be the starting grid after a pretty thrilling qualifying. And actually, it looks like Jim and Tommy joined a little bit late. But I guess for him, it's in this case better late than never. He's going to be starting all the way at the back of the grid though. But I think he's certainly capable of a comeback drive. Starting on pole though, with Sebi putting in a very strong lap, nearly a 132 flat. Big Cheese putting in a great lap to come in second, Prid right behind in third. McLaren doing quite well in qualifying as a team, going 4th and 5th overall, with Mercedes and AlphaTauri looking to be coming to blows perhaps, followed up by Haas awkwardly in the middle of that two-team battle. And of course we have the Williams drivers of Atmos Destarnol, Kirito, Dwight, Wonder Toast, the two Red Bulls, actually both stuck in an Aston Martin sandwich there, along with Yeti and Jim at the back. Well, qualifying was honestly quite exciting to see. The race, I think, is going to turn out to be even better. Although the one thing to watch out for is turns 1 and 2, I would say. I think you would have experience of that, Max, as you are going to be joining me in the commentary box today.
Yeah, well, turns 1 and 2 can be tricky here, especially with these different strategies. We have medium hard at the front. Things to look out for. Dub starting on the hards. He wasn't able to warm up his tires. He got disqualified. He's going to be dropping down the field. Big Cheese versus Seb with different strategies. And let's see what Kirito could do from 13th with the hards. Yeah, and then lastly we got Jim and Tonic and Yeti back there. They're no slouches at this track either. So should be an interesting one here.
Indeed. Meanwhile, we have an Alfa Romeo porpoising violent near the back. That's actually BB White. I think the team needs to investigate their car. But first, we're going to be having the 5 red lights coming on here at Le Castellet, France. And it's lights out and away we go. Rich Sebi has a horrific start. Big Cheese immediately
Goodness, Big Cheese.
Yeah, Cheese caught Sebi lacking. He immediately jumps ahead. Sebi he was asleep or something for a moment because he reacted very late. Despite that, he managed to stay in second. But
Shaggy, big spin.
I thought I saw a car spinning off in the distance. That's unfortunate for Shaggy. He's all the way at the back now, along with Kirito, who's caught out in the back. And, oh, that's unfortunate for him. I think he was hoping to look up and make some ground. Now he's going to make up much more.
Oh, Red Bulls! Oh my god, it's just bumper cars back there.
Oh, and that's Yeti taken out. That's unfortunate. Wonder Toast also just got oversteered spun. Jim and Tonic has a penalty for a severe collision. What a chaotic start we're off to. But looks like Sebi is holding on to the lead, really making these medium tires count right now.
There's a lot of guys with damage. Kirito somehow has passed his teammate, so he's going to be leading the way. Baby Stiglet and Death Star going side by side through the quick right-hander, and Shaggy for company as well. Shaggy spins again. The Aston Martin gets pushed wide, and Baby Stiglet makes out from that. No, Kirito and Jim and Tonic. 14th and 15th. The Ferraris get through. Very well done.
Kirito is making up a lot of ground very quickly. I'm honestly quite impressed. But at the rate these two Ferraris are charging through, and actually there's a little bit of a conflict up ahead between, I think it's an Alfa Romeo and a Red Bull. Baby Dwight and Captain Holt are getting a little bit close up there, with Kirito continuing to try and make up ground. His teammate chasing right behind, getting a 5-second penalty for a severe collision. Meanwhile, up at the front, Sebi's already nearly pulled a full second gap, but up ahead, Welpdang is getting right on the heels of Banana, looking to make a move to get past. Baby Dwight doing the same on Captain Holt. But feeling this next straight is about to produce another pretty good battle.
Yeah, Seb's able to stretch his legs out in front. He's got a 1-second gap already. Prid, this is going to be absolutely critical for his race. He needs to get by Big Cheese, who has decent pace on the hards right now. He's got to get by, and he's got to do what he can to get closer to Seb. He is quicker than Cheese. It's only a matter of time. But again, ERS management is very difficult here. We'll see what he can do with No Limit behind for company as well.
Meanwhile, Fred just gets ahead of Big Cheese to take second place. These hard tires appear to be struggling on the start, and it's costing Cheese time here. Because now No Limit No Equal is going to be coming up very fast. Banana is going wheel to wheel with Kermit, also on the faster medium tire, and Kermit is having to fight for his life here to hold on to this position. But Banana is not having any of it. He wants to find a way through, but Kermit is making this AlphaTauri as wide as he possibly can. This is very good defending from Kermit, but I don't know if he's going to be able to defend for much longer at this rate, because with all this battling, Kermit has lost that precious 1 second gap, and DRS has now been enabled. But it doesn't matter, Banana's going to be able to get ahead of him by turn 1. Can he stay ahead by turn 2? Looks like he can. Banana's now ahead, running in 6th.
Yeah, while that was going down, it looked like Jim and Tonic and his teammate Kirito were squabbling in the 3rd sector, which is not what you want for with your teammate, and Kirito gets spun around and drops back down the field. Ferrari struggling in this race like they have in real life. It is not looking good for that team in red.
At the very least, we haven't seen one of them in the wall yet, although I don't want to speak too soon. But meanwhile, Welting gets ahead of Kermit, and now he's going to get ahead of Banana. Look at the straight line speed that Mercedes has. He is now going to... Oh, okay, that lag just completely rubber banded him across the entire track. That was a little bit scary to see. But Welting is going to be able to stay ahead of Kermit. He nearly got ahead of Banana, too. His straight line speed is incredible, but Kermit, I think, is going to look for an opening here around this next part. Kermit getting a little bit close, but having to back off. Oh, but he's looking for a chance to get alongside, but he's not having it. Meanwhile, Atmos actually had to correct his car a little bit and adjust it to keep from losing control, and that's going to allow Dub to easily get through, and now he's on the hunt after Kermit and Welting.
Yeah, while that was going on too, we missed a nice little move from No Limit around the outside of Big Cheese at the chicane. Big Cheese started to come back at him into that quick right-hander, but No Limit was having none of it, and he kept the position. A really, really nice fight between those two. No Limit on top.
And the Big Cheese is in danger of losing yet another position. I think starting in the hard tire was a bit of a mistake, because Waldo's now going to be right behind him, and even Banana is gaining here, and will be in range soon enough. And well, Banana's bringing a good train behind him as well. Speaking of, Jim actually overtakes... Oh, Captain Holt. Captain Holt bumps into the back of him. Or maybe that was the lag, I'm uncertain.
Yeah, that seemed to have been the case, but yeah, Jim's making some decent progress here. He is 5 seconds back from Atmos, but he's up to P11 from P20 at the start of this race. I'm interested to see what really happened between him and his teammate, but at the moment, he's in P11, and that's all that matters for him, as Yeti gets by Stiglet out of turn 6, and now Baby Stiglet's going to get passed by Shaggy as well. A nice little sneaky move from the AlphaTauri.
And I think he's going to be looking to make another one. He's already gaining quickly here on Yeti, but it looks like those hards just can't get enough traction on the exit. That's going to allow Yeti to stay ahead. Meanwhile, a little bit further up, I think Waldo is going to be looking forward to making a move on Big Cheese in just a moment. And actually, Banana, I think, has just gotten in enough range to maybe get a hold of some DRS himself. And checking, nope, he's not going to have it, but Waldo is going to have DRS. And he's going to be gaining rapidly on the Alfa Romeo.
Yeah, keep an eye on No Limit out front. No Limit is about 4/10 behind Prid, and he is looking to make a move past him. Prid is out of DRS range, so he is a sitting duck. And what's going on back there with Baby Stiglet? He drops down the field, and meanwhile, Jim and Tonic is up in a P10.
Herman has spun, and he's lost a load of positions. Now the next driver behind him, it's
Guess who's
Kirito, who's rapidly gaining. Well, in qualifying, Max, you were really wanting to see this battle happen, and sure enough, it looks like your wish might be granted, so long as Kirito manages to close this gap. And really, I think it all depends on how well Captain Holt can defend against Kermit.
Yeah, absolutely. This is going to be really fun to watch. Here we go. No Limit is really close to the back of Prid now. He's only 3/10 behind. But again, Prid with ultimate straight line speed, he is running a lower downforce setup. Expect No Limit to catch up throughout these very tight and tricky corners in the last sector. He's already within 3/10, and he is nipping on the heels of Prid.
One thing, it's a 3-second time penalty. For those watching, apologies, my voice sounds a little bit stuffy. I unfortunately tested positive for COVID, and so I feel about as good as a Ferrari strategy team. Hopefully, I'll be in good enough condition next week to be able to commentate at full strength. But if you hear me say more stupid things than usual, that's definitely the COVID brain talking. So apologies for that. Hopefully, I'll be back in full condition soon. But meanwhile, back to the battle with No Limit, No Equal, and Prid, I think No Limit is going to have a very good opportunity. He's keeping right behind him. And I think it all depends on how much straight line speed Prid has. Actually, I don't think it's going to make a difference. No Limit is close enough.
Exit.
Yeah, that was a really good exit by No Limit. And it's going to give him enough speed to potentially get alongside.
Look at Prid's straight line speed.
It is absolutely fast, but not fast enough to keep No Limit behind, as he's now going to get ahead and take second place.
Yeah, but Prid could come back at him here. There's no DRS involved, only ERS, and Prid has got a much quicker setup on the straight, but No Limit's able to hold him off, surprisingly.
Shaggy's out of the race. That might trigger a safety car. He is off the track, though. So that mainly causes a VSC at worst. Actually, wait, is there going to be no safety car at all? I guess not. Well,
that's quite a surprise. Shaggy was decent around here. I mean, regardless of where he started in the race, he wasn't slow, so it's a shame.
Indeed, judging from the way he crashed, I think someone may have crashed into him that caused it. Because he wasn't anywhere near a wall or anything. I think someone must have hit him. I guess the stewards will have to investigate that later. But meanwhile, Kermit is actually keeping a pretty solid gap to Kirito. Kirito doing his best to keep up. And now, Kermit's next obstacle is going to be Death Star Null. Kirito's going to do his best to catch up. Meanwhile, yellow flag in Sector 2. I think that may have been Stiglet. But at the same time, Banana is actually getting very close to Waldo here.
Bless you. Jim and Tonic is making some excellent ground. He's gotten past Atmos down the start-finish straight. He's up in a P9 on those hards. He's doing a very, very good job. Next up is FRL Dub, and then he's got Whelpdang. So we'll see what Jim and Tonic can do, but his pace is excellent in this first stint. Ooh, here we go, Jim and Tonic and Atmos going at it. Atmos around the outside. It's beautifully done from Atmos. A surprise move on the Ferrari driver, but here comes Jim and Tonic again. He's looking to go up the inside. He's got no ERS left, but he is going to get the move done. They're both struggling on that energy. Is Atmos going to spring a late move? He looks to go around the outside, forces the Ferrari a little bit wider, looking to cut back, but he just can't do it. Beautifully done by Jim.
Meanwhile, Kermit executes a good move on Death Star Null to take 11th place. Kirito doing his best to close the gap, and Death Star Null doing his best to keep up with Kermit. Meanwhile, No Limit, No Equal, he's managed to pull a second gap on Prid, and I think he's actually starting to close the gap a little bit, I think, to Seb. But Seb, he has a very comfortable position for himself. I think he's got a pretty safe victory in the bag as long as he keeps up at this level of pace. Meanwhile, there's going to be a pretty close battle soon enough, I think, between Whelpdang and Dub, as well as a continuous battle between Atmos and Jim.
Yeah, for Seb's sake, I'm hoping that he saved some tire life here and was managing. No Limit is pushing, and he would have taken some life out of those tires. So as long as Seb has managed nicely, he's he's in command of this race.
Right now, Dub is just on the hunt. I think Whelpdang just has too much straight line speed. We saw earlier, Whelpdang has a ton of straight line speed, and it's just not allowing Dub to get through and get that position that he's wanting to get a hold of. I do think Dub, he's faster in the corners, but again, he's losing out so much on the straight that it makes no difference.
Yeah, that's what we talked about. You can get close as you want through the corners, but if you don't have the straight line speed, it's very difficult to overtake, especially when the guy in front is doing such a good job of managing.
I mean, even now, Dub is gaining a lot on Welping. Over 2/10 have been gained on him, but now he's about to lose it all on this straight, most likely.
Yeah, here we go. That was a good exit from Welpdang as well.
Actually,
Dub is
Dub is doing a much better job this time around. Could he get alongside, perhaps? He's going to go for a dive here, but he's not close enough to fully complete a move. Has to back out. I think it may have been better for him to just stay behind instead of put his car in a bad position, because I think that cost him a good bit of speed on the exit.
or even just jump back, dive back into the racing line. You know, make him think you're going for a move, throw his focus off a little bit, and then get him on the exit of turn 2. But that wasn't the case. He just kind of, you know, eased his way up the inside, and it was never going to happen. But here he goes now, down the back straight in the chicane. He is absolutely flying down the straight, gets past that Mercedes, and Welpdang is going to have nothing to fight back with here. Or is he? He goes in the back of the McLaren looking for a move around the outside, looking for a cutback out of turn 9. Can he get it done? It looks like the McLaren's ahead.
Not for long, though. Like we said before, Welping has a lot of straight line speed. Would it be enough to get ahead by the corner? No, it isn't, but he's keeping in very close touch. He actually might try to get alongside here. He's going to look for an opportunity on the inside, but Dub is not giving him any opportunity to do any of that, making that McLaren as wide as he can to not let Mercedes take any line that he would want to take. And that was good defending from Dub, and that's going to allow him to start pulling at least a little bit of a gap. And honestly, as long as he can stay ahead by turn 1, he's going to be able to pull a much better gap. He's already pulled plenty of time, and he's going to continue to beat him in the corners, and that's where it's going to matter now.
Yeah, and keep an eye on this fight between Banana and Dub. Banana was pretty much shoving him through the entirety of the third sector, and he is all of the gearbox of that Mercedes. And I'd be surprised if he's not going to be challenging him into turn 7.
Oh, indeed. Dub is gaining very quickly on Banana. Banana is now going to have to battle Waldo, though, and I think Banana finally will have an opportunity to get past him. He's keeping very close, and he takes an interesting line on the exit, but this is going to give him plenty of speed, enough to already get a little bit alongside, and I think fully ahead. Waldo's really putting on the pressure here, barely giving him enough room going into this turn, but Banana's going to insist that he has the space, and he's going to take that opportunity to finally get ahead. Waldo was really pushing the limits there in terms of leaving his space.
He's coming back.
Oh, and here he comes, and Waldo manages to get back ahead.
But here comes 6-foot Banana looking for another switchback. Can he get it done? The Mercedes stays ahead, but he's looking for a dive up the inside. And the Mercedes just does just enough to cover that one off.
Indeed, that was honestly a little bit close, I would say, but clever of Waldo to put that much pressure on him because it compromised his exit a lot. And that's what allowed Waldo to get back alongside and ahead.
Yeah, that was excellent defending from Waldo. He left them just enough space. Some would say it's unfair. I consider it hard racing. Well done from Waldo to keep him just on the edge of the track there.
Indeed, like, that was right on the edge of glory.
Right on the limit.
For those who know that song,
We might get a round 2 of this one.
for those who know that song, I understand that you were born in the early 2000s. I'm with you in that boat. We do not miss the shutter shades.
Here we go, Mage. Banana versus Waldo. Waldo collects a penalty as well. Here comes 6-foot Banana steaming down the straight. DRS wide open. The Mercedes cannot fight this one, but we know that Welpdang is going to want to fight it all the way down in the chicane. Is he going to brake late enough? He does not. He sits back, maybe looking for a better exit.
Yep.
But it's 6-foot Banana who gets the better exit.
Yep, Waldo.
Beautifully done.
Waldo has finally lost that battle. He defended well up until that point, but meanwhile, a little bit behind, well, he's got a McLaren that's slowly but surely gaining on them. And while these hard tires are starting to do well, I'd say it's around lap 9 where the mediums start to show signs of some struggle. They'll want to start pitting within the next lap at the absolute earliest, though if I were them, I'd recommend waiting about 2 laps longer. About lap 13 would be the best time to go in. Uh, Sebi, no, he will go in right now, though. Um, I think it's a little bit early to go in now for a set of hard tires. I think if they could, they should have extended about 2 laps longer. Oh wait, it's about lap 12, so I guess they could technically get away with that. That's weird. Why is it saying only 10 laps, although it's lap 12? Okay, that's a little bit... That must be a bug.
That is odd. I did notice that.
Yeah, that's strange, but I think they put it early. Oh, Jim spins! Oh, he got oversteer around turn 2. That's going to cost him a lot of time. He's now going to be down at only P7. Okay, he actually didn't lose much at all. But Kermit is going to be rapidly gaining on him now, and it could leave him vulnerable.
But what can Kermit do? What can Jim do? Force Kermit back into Death Star and his teammate. Can you tell I want to see this happen?
Yes, you really want to see this duel of the fates, I guess you could say. And honestly, the color is almost fit. You know, Kermit. I mean, the AlphaTauri is technically blue, and Kirito is of course red. You know, I wouldn't call either of these people on the light side or the dark side. Well, no, they're both definitely on the dark side. And well, what makes you say that? And well, the reason why I would say that is because they're both Italian teams.
That's a fair point. And Dubs within 8/10 of Waldo at this point. Waldo's going to dive in, and that is the right decision.
I mean, the reason why I say
Dub
that...
is now unleashed.
Indeed. The reason why I say that is because Ferrari is the... Well, the two Italian teams are the ultimate villains. They're even their own villains.
No, they actually just... Yeah, they're their own villains. Ferrari are just beating themselves this year, as Kirito and Jim and Tonic have done today. Too many mistakes, but we'll see what they could do.
Now, many drivers have now gone into the pits, but we still have a little bit further to go. We did see a couple, well, we did see one odd strategy from Fred going from the hard to the soft right at the very end. Although I think it would be better for these hard runners to wait until about lap 15, I would say, probably, and then go in for a set of medium tires to make it to the end. 15 at the absolute earliest, maybe lap 17 wouldn't hurt either, but either way will work.
I'm just wondering how beneficial actually is this alternate strategy, right? Because the tires burn out so fast. You know? I mean, when is... Oh, here we go. Jim and Tonic's gotten past Atmos, and Atmos is fighting back, but I don't think he has a straight line speed here. He's in the slipstream. Oh, he just backs out there. Yeah, he's going to let Jim and Tonic have that one. Jim and Tonic has had the ultimate pace there, and yeah, that's honestly the decision by Atmos.
But all this battling has allowed Kermit to catch up, and now he's within DRS range. But as we were saying, like the alternate strategy, I mean, if you want to go on a set of soft tires, you need to make it to lap 20 on the hard tire set. Well, your tires are going to be struggling. Actually, Atmos chooses to go in now. I think that's a little bit early, and he also gets a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane as well. I think it would have been better for him to wait a couple laps longer, perhaps, because those mediums are going to be begging for mercy by the end. So while he is going to pull an undercut, in the end, he's going to get overcut.
Agreed. I think Seb and Prid were battling out for a little bit, and Prid is still within a half a second gap of Seb. This could get interesting. Maybe Prid's a little bit quicker on those hards.
Prid does seem to be quite rapid right now, and he's doing well to make up for some lost time. And his tires are a little bit fresher as well, although to be fair, these are the start of the hard tires, so it's not going to make a huge difference. But Fred is going to gain enough to have DRS in his grasp, and actually at this rate, considering all the tire strategy that's going on, with Sebi behind No Limit, No Limit could actually be in for victory.
Yeah, absolutely. We got... How did that even happen?
Maybe Sebi got a penalty? That's the only thing I
Wha-
could think of. I'm as confused as you are. We were so busy watching the midfield battle that we
Yeah,
didn't even notice what happened.
no limits for a victory all of a sudden.
Well, as we said it before, the McLaren has just been silently good. So whenever we're not paying attention to McLaren, that's when they start doing well.
All right, we'll keep that in mind. We'll keep that in mind for future storylines and
Right,
just in case we need something interesting to happen, we'll just stop paying attention to McLaren.
right. We'll just pay attention to McLaren at all times.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Kirito's knocked down that gap to Kermit from 4 seconds to 3.5. So he is finding some pace here on these worn hards. And let's see what we can do as his teammate boxes for mediums now. That drops Jim down into P15. And it's all about ultimate pace, and we'll see what he's got.
Indeed. Right now, Fred, he's doing his best to close the gap, but Sebi struggled a little bit on the exit, and may leave him a little bit vulnerable down this straight, as Fred is going to gain a little by little, just a few hundredths, but still not close enough to make a move.
Yeah, Seb is he's managing as good as he needs to keep Prit at bay. So as long as he keeps this up, he's going to be in really good shape. Prit is really charging, though. He is doing a good job of managing his ERS. So I'll give both of them credit. They're pushing when they need to and holding back when they need to at the same time. So it's going to get interesting. Who's gonna blink first? Who's gonna burn some ERS? Is it going to be Prit?
Well,
It's going to be Seb.
Well, going into the pits first for these remaining runners is going to be Welkdang going in. Meanwhile, No Limit, he's already... Oh, looks like Dexter Null and Kirito are going in as well, but No Limit was close enough to Kirito that he's going to get DRS, which will allow him to further extend that gap. And right now, I think he's got a very safe win at this point.
Kirito has undercutted Kermit. Kirito has undercut Kermit. That is where my mind is at right now. But you are right. No Limit is looking good for a win here, and he's driving brilliantly. Seb does not have a response, and I'm sure he's more worried about a charging Alpine of Prid behind than attacking No Limit at this point in the race.
Actually, Kirito comes out just ahead of his teammate, who is hard charging right now. I wonder... Oh, well, never mind. You just don't have to worry about Jim, because Jim just spun.
Yes, he has. Unfortunate. It's just mistake after mistake for that Ferrari team. And
Indeed.
yeah, after such success for Kirito in Div 3, he's going through some growth pains here.
Indeed. In the words of the Ferrari team principal, Spinala.
Spinala. There's nothing to change. That one too. There's nothing to change. Pretty crazy to think about.
Yeah.
As Givantonic is slowly gaining on the back of Death Star Knoll. He's been seeing the back of that Williams a lot this race, and the back of, I believe it was Atmos as well.
Indeed, and well, he's going to have to continue looking at it for at least the rest of this lap. Hermit gets 2 penalties, one for track limits and another for speeding in the pit lane. Oh, that is going to be brutal by the end. The question I'm wondering is, can he serve the 5-second penalty now? Is he going to serve? He might.
Yeah, he's probably going to serve one of them now.
No, he's not.
No, he doesn't.
That is going to ruin him by the end. I don't know if he's even going to finish in the points with the penalty that harsh.
Where's Kirito? Where's Kirito? Here he comes down the straight.
No, Kermit will still come out ahead, I think. Indeed he will, but Kirito has massively closed the gap thanks to it.
Kirito's got his tires fired up. Kermit does not. These two are going to come together on track. This is what we wanted to see. It's going to happen. Let's go.
I think you've wanted to see this more than anyone else. Your wish is finally going to be granted. We're going to see these two going wheel to wheel. And, well, this has honestly been building up like an MMA battle at this point. This is going to be really close going down this next straight, but actually not that close at all. Kirito's going to have DRS. He's going to be able to breeze by Kermit.
It's going to be close. Kirito's burning ZRS as well. Where Kermit?
It's not enough. Kirito manages to remain ahead by that turn. And that was a solid move by Kirito. That undercut really paid off for him. And, honestly, he's only one lap uh, older on Kermit's tires, so that's not too significant of a difference by the end. And especially with Kermit's massive penalties, that's going to allow Kirito to remain ahead even if Kermit does pass him. And actually, in terms of penalties, oh wow. Banana and Atmos both have massive penalties.
Yikes, yeah.
So actually, I think Kirito, despite the struggles, could be getting a P8 finish at best.
Yeah, this is it's gonna get tasty at the end. It's worth mentioning that Prid is still on the heels of Rich Seb. Rich Seb has managed his ERS a little bit better, but Prid is still there, and they are slowly reeling in No Limit. They have closed the gap by about 3/10, and it should be about 4 down this back straight here. But they're slowly gaining. They could find their way into the hunt for victory here. Prid could be in a really good position as long as he stays close to the back of Rich Seb.
That's very true. We could be seeing a three-way battle for the lead, but first we have to see what's going on in Sector 1. I think someone may have spawned. I'm not certain, actually. That was a very
Kermit's nearly spawned. He's gaining on Kirito. Kermit's going for it. Kirito squeezes him to the inside of the track. Kermit's going to dive up the inside. Can he make the apex? He does. Kirito's going to hang around the outside, but Kermit is pushing him off the track. Kermit and Kirito banging wheels. It is a true slugfest between the Ferrari and AlphaTauri, and now they are still going side by side into the fast right-hander. Who's going to come out on top of this one? It's Kermit.
The two Scuderias are just battling each other so incredibly hard. This is not a duel of the fates. This is a battle of the heroes. This is incredible to witness right now. These two slugging it out.
I cannot wait for the banner after this race. Kirito, I have no doubt that Kirito's going to come right back at him. And it might even be down the start-finish straight here. Kirito's all over the gearbox of that AlphaTauri. The Italian outfit's going at it.
Indeed. Italy, once again, facing its worst enemy. Italy. The two going at each other. Now, Kirito's going to go on the outside. He demands a space, but Kermit says, no, I'm on the inside. This is my corner, and I'm going to keep it. Kirito, understanding, has to back out there. But he's going to get another opportunity. But the other thing is they both completely burned out their ERS as well.
They have, and meanwhile, Dub is sniffing on the heels of that Mercedes of Where's Waldo, but it does not look like he has a straight line speed, and he's not going to get him into the chicane. Maybe having a little look up the inside, not going to happen. The Mercedes getting a little bit squirrely on the exit. They bump.
Yeah, that was getting a little bit close. Waldo, okay, so I thought Wolfgang was fast on a straight.
Oh, Kirito, what a move! Kirito around the outside!
But Kermit,
sorry to cut you off, Mage, but these two are going at it again.
Kermit on the inside now going into this next corner. Kermit actually manages to get ahead, but can Kirito find a way to strike back by the time we get to this long right-hander? Kirito is actually going to back out, looking for a better opportunity to send it, but he can't find a way through. Kermit made that AlphaTauri plenty wide, and once again, he has to remain behind.
An absolute slugfest for 10th position. 10th position! You'd think this is the fight for the World Championship.
In their eyes, it pretty much is.
This is for ultimate bragging rights.
Now we have Kirito once again hard charging at Kermit. Is he gonna make a dive in turn 1? He's considering it, trying to scare Kermit into making a mistake, but Kermit has absolutely no fear. He is not going to take that bait, and he is going to take his line as he normally would. And honestly, that compromised Kirito just a little bit. He's lost a slight bit of ground.
Yeah, I can see why Dub is never able to get past this Mercedes. The Mercedes has managed his ERS beautifully. He's at 60%, while Dub has nearly emptied the tank. And it looks like Kirito's just a little bit too far back to even have a chance at a move on Kermit this time around. And while all this is going on, Atmos on his mediums, who's been just finding his time, he's all over the back of 6-foot Banana now, who is on 8-lap-old hards. Atmos in a very good position.
Actually, at the end of the day, this is not the end of the world for Dub, because with the penalties that Wolfgang and Waldo have, Dub will finish ahead of both of them. And with Waldo having to keep Dub behind, he's actually rapidly gaining on his teammates.
You're right. That's some food for thought. And meanwhile, at the front, let's talk about No Limit a little bit. He's been patient this race, and he finds his way on the top step of the podium at the moment, and he is managing that gap brilliantly. I mean, it hasn't gone under about 2.5. It hasn't gone under 2.3 seconds. It's been sitting around 2.5 seconds. So No Limit, he's doing an absolutely fantastic job up there, and that should not go unnoticed.
What should go notice is Dub spinning a little bit at turn 1. Oh, that's unfortunate for him. He was performing still well up until that point. On the bright side, though, all the cars ahead of him still have penalties, so he's still going to get at least P7 if he continues at this rate.
Yep, and now he's going to have Kermit and Kirito for company. This is going to help Kermit out a little bit in his fight against Kirito, because he's now going to have a nice helping of DRS to get pulled down that straight, as Kirito getting real loose on the exit of turn 6.
And Dub, I think, is now quite concerned because he sees just an absolute war going on, and I doubt he wants to get involved. I don't think the two of them are going to give him much of a choice, because now, Dub, whether he wants it or not, he's going to be in this very fierce battle that Kermit and Kirito are embroiled in.
Yeah, Kermit's going to go for it. He's not going to hold back. He's going to go for it, and Kirito's going to look for an opportunity. This could get very tasty between the three. And don't forget that Atmos isn't too far up the road either. Dub is still in a slipstream in DRS.
We're about to see a 4-way battle for P8.
This is going to be good. This is going to be very, very good, Mage.
It's funny, France always delivers in the midfield, specifically.
That's a good point. Never thought about that, but you're right. You're absolutely right. And meanwhile, Prit has just dropped out of DRS range of Seb. So bravo to Seb, and maybe a little bit of commentator's curse, because Seb is now within that 2.3 second margin that we talked about of No Limit. He is slowly gaining, but will he run out of time? There's 5 laps remaining for him to go ahead and attempt an overtake on No Limit. Can he get close enough?
Atmos can get close enough to Dub. Oh!
He's on the inside and he spun!
Dub was getting way too over-eager to make an overtake. He tried to do it around a very, very tight corner. He tried to go around turn 5 to make a move, and Atmos just completely cut him off. To be fair, though, Dub was not really entitled to much space. I think that move was way too overzealous for his own good. But now Death Star Null is going to battle with Jim, and Death Star Null manages to get ahead. That's an unfortunate mistake for Dub, though, because now he's going to be out of the points.
Yeah, he is. He absolutely is. Very well done by him, though. And then Kermit up the inside of Atmos. He's got the job done. Kirito's got a car between him and his arch nemesis. The two Italian fits now separated by one British.
Indeed, I think Kirito's about to have a fit if he can't get past Atmos soon enough. But Atmos is actually looking to fight back here a little bit on Kermit. And I think he very well could, because he's about to get DRS down this straight, and he's keeping him very close behind. As long as he gets a good exit here, he could very well give Kermit a tough time, which would be music to Kirito's ears. Now the question is, can Atmos get close enough? No he can't. No, he's not going to be able to get close enough. And that's going to infuriate Kirito, to put it mildly. Because he's going to have to fight through this Williams if he hopes to get back into battle with Kermit. Still, for Kirito, the next 5 cars ahead of him all have penalties. So he's at least going to move up a few spots.
Yeah, and while this is going down, keep an eye on Big Cheese. Big Cheese is right up the gearbox of that Alpine Prid. Former teammates, these two. Big Cheese is on a nice little roll on these medium tires, and he is penalty free, as is the rest of the top 4. So well done to them.
Indeed, Big Cheese. I mean, like you said, he could very well be getting a podium here. But if he wants to get that podium, he'll need to do it soon. As I said, it's around about lap 9, lap 10, where these medium tires really start to die out. So he'll need to make that move very soon, and I think he very well can. But meanwhile, Atmos actually got overtaken by Kirito.
It was an absolutely beautiful dive, Mage. I just caught it at the last minute, and it was a monster dive from Kirito, and it was pretty much picture perfect. Perfectly done from Kirito, and now he's free to chase down Kermit, but Atmos is still all over the back of the gearbox of that Ferrari.
Indeed, Emo sees a fight that Kermit and Kirito are having, and he thinks, "Hey, can I join in?" But I think Kirito has he has his sights aimed on only one car, and that's the car directly in front of him. And speaking of that car, he's rapidly gaining on it. Not enough to make a move here, but he's gonna have a very good opportunity so long as he maintains this gap onto the next DRS zone.
Yeah, he is. Big Cheese just isn't able to get close enough to Prid. He is gaining a little bit more. He's gaining on that Alpine. Is he going to look for a move to the inside? He has a little look. He doesn't break late enough. He just holds back maybe for another couple corners as he gets really close on the exit to that Alpine, but Prid's just going to go ahead and pull away. And back there, Kirito is gaining on Kermit. He's gaining. Where's he going to go? Which way? Kermit defends to the outside. He makes another move. Back to from the inside to the outside. He's going to send it up the inside. Is Kirito. Kermit's going to fight around the outside. They both spin, and it's a big collision. What has just happened?
And Jim and Tonic gets a 5-second penalty for insult to injury. Oh, that's unfortunate. He didn't even do anything wrong there. Oh, I hope that penalty gets removed later. That was not his fault. And wait, and that's going to be a full safety car. The top three are going into the pits. This is just changing the entire course of the race.
No way! There is no way we are going to get one lap of racing action, as Crofty would say. This is going to get so tasty at the end of this one. It's sauce. It's going to be an absolute sprint to the finish.
Wolfgang is going to choose to stay held. He's actually going to be ahead. Kermit gets a 5-second penalty for exceeding track limits by going into the pits. What a chaotic conclusion we are about to witness.
Oh my god. I don't know what to say. I really don't. Like, can Welpdang hold on? I mean, he has a penalty, but can he hold on to that lead? He's got No Limit and Seb charging behind. Seb, he is our pole sitter. How quick is he going to be on that set of softs compared to No Limit?
So many drivers are getting penalties, really trying to get into those pits. What I do find interesting, though, is that both Mercedes decided to not pit. I think that was
rolling the dice.
Yeah, that's a very big gamble. Welpdang, it's not going to make a difference because the penalty that he has, 3 seconds, I doubt he's going to finish on the podium. Oh, wow. Actually, it's going to take so long for everybody to catch up. There's no way the race could actually end under a safety car, right?
Pretty could. Or, Mage, it really could. It really could. Who's in the pits right now? Unless
that's maybe Stiglet. No, the car may go.
I mean, unless the game says screw him, and we're gonna get one more lap.
The game may.
It is safety car in this lap. It's gonna happen.
Oh
my goodness!
What an early call! I didn't expect it to come in this soon. I expected at least one more lap, and I think 6-Foot Banana, the others were as well. So they are hard charging to try and catch up.
They're gonna catch up in time. They are. This is giving me Abu Dhabi 2021 vibes. That's what this is giving me. This is going to be ridiculous.
It started with controversy, and it's going to end in controversy.
Yes, it is. It is. Is Wonder Toast going to catch up in time? I think he will. Yeti. Oh, I don't know. Yeti's not going to make it in time, I don't think.
Well, at the very least, some of these drivers are Dutch, so we don't have to worry about the rest of that dialogue. So,
This is ridiculous. Where's Welpdang at? He's coming up to the final corner now. Yeti's barely going to have time to make it. He's not.
Welpdang's going to jump him off the start.
This is it.
Oh, that was not a good jump at all. No Limit is immediately going to be right on him. Can he try a dive as early as turn 1? He might be considering it, but he simply cannot. He's going to remain behind. He gets very close, nearly bumping into the back of Welpdang, and that makes Welpdang a little bit concerned. No Limit looking for any opportunity to get alongside the Mercedes. Welpdang not having it, keeping that McLaren behind.
And here comes Seb. Seb for company as well. Prid needs to get by Waldo. If he gets by Waldo, he's going to get involved in this fight as well. This is going to be really tasty in the last lap. We're on lap 26 and 27. There's going to be 1.5 laps to go. This is going to be awesome. Prid is looking to get by Waldo, who's defending extremely hard here. No Limit looking up the inside of that Mercedes. Can he get the job done? No, he sits behind for yet another couple of corners.
Meanwhile, Kermit's going to get alongside Dub. Dub defending on the inside. Can Kermit get ahead on the exit? No, he's actually losing out a little bit, but Kermit actually bangs wheels with Dub, saying, hey, I'm here, I deserve the space. He's gonna get ahead by the next turn on the outside. Prig gets a 3-second time penalty.
Oh my god, that was so unnecessary. That was so unnecessary by Prid. I saw it happen. That's a shame. It hasn't screwed his race. He can still fight for the top 3, but in terms of actually finishing up there at the end of this on the standings, it's not going to happen.
Speaking of the top 3, they are fighting really hard here. Only a couple tenths separating all of them. No Limit looking for a move on the final corner, but that's going to cost him speed on the exit. Now, No Limit is going to have to look for a better chance, but Sebi's right behind, eagerly waiting for an opportunity to make a move. But you know what's interesting? There's going to be no DRS. Wait, Wolfgang just completely cuts off to the side. What happened there? Wolfgang's completely
I don't know,
off the
but
track.
guess what? No Limit's burned all of his ERS. Seb has 38%. This is it. This is the last lap. Seb is going to get No Limit. Seb could very well get No Limit. Prid's up into P3.
This is going to be an incredibly close finish all around. Speaking of going around, Big Cheese almost gets around Waldo for a moment, but
He spun right by Kermit! Kermit spun him!
Oh! Well, I think we found the candidate for Shameless Driver of the Week, folks.
Here comes Seb, looking to go around the outside of No Limit. Can No Limit hold it? He sends it down the inside, they touch! No Limit nearly goes around. Is Fred gonna be able to get in front of that? McLaren, no he doesn't. This is insanity in the last lap, and Dub is now attacking Kermit as well. Jim and Tonic alongside.
Jim is looking for that move on the inside. Can he complete it by the end of this quarter? It looks like he just might, and he does. But will he hold it for long? He's got no ERS left, but Dub has a little bit more to burn. I think he's still too far back to make a move happen, though. Jim might be eyeing up another opportunity around that final quarter, but meanwhile up ahead, making a miraculous overtake right on the final lap. After a lot of struggle, winning today is gonna be Seb for Hat, winning here at Le Castellet, France. Coming in second, No Limit, followed up by Prid in third, though that may change after the penalties. Actually, I don't think it will.
Wow. What a race that was. How far is Kermit gonna fall?
He only drops down to P9, but I have a feeling with the penalties that he's gonna get afterward, he may be dropping out of the points.
Who's he spun? He spun Cheese, right?
No, he spun Dub. And well, considering that Dub is the lead steward, that's the last person you want to spin.
Yeah, not too good, not too good.
Although I'm not saying Dub is biased or anything. No, Dub is honestly a really good steward, but I think it'll be pretty clear as day that Kermit was at fault for that. And I don't want to be mean to Kermit, but that was on him.
Yep, it was. It definitely was.
Still, what an incredible race that we just witnessed. I didn't know that this was going to be the best race that I've seen this week, but yeah, this is it. What an incredible race that we have seen. That was amazing.
That was awesome. I loved every second of that, honestly. I loved every second of that.
There was never a dull moment, really.
There wasn't a dull moment.
And it's still awkward
It's
still awkward looking at that Hats uniform, because you can tell they clearly haven't updated it properly, because there's a huge blank spot where a certain logo would be, if not for the fact that some very tragic things have happened, although nobody misses the company in question.
Facts. What a race. What a race that was. No Limit and Seb battling out at the end there. That was good. That was a really good drive from honestly the top 3. That was, yeah, excellent. Excellent. Prid making his way up there from, where did he start? Where did he start? Oh, he started P3. Yeah, he started P3 and at P3. So solid drive from him. No Limit makes his way up into P2 from P5. And Steph starts where he finishes where he started.
Indeed. Speaking of a solid drive, Wonder Toast jumped from P15 to P7. A very solid result for him, getting home a good points finish. I have to say, That is one of the best races I've seen yet this season, and things are going to get even more exciting, as well as things will get heated up more in the championship, both figuratively and very, very literally, as we head to the South U.S. We're going to be heading to Miami. We'll be seeing you all next week for a sprint race. I've been Mock Mage, and I'll be seeing you all next time.